Hi, my name is Hannah Martin, and my project this summer was focused on soil health. I sampled from 3 horse farms in eastern PA in order to compare the soil health of pasture soils and non-pasture soils. My hypothesis is that the soil in non-pasture areas will be healthier than soil in pastures. There are many indicators in this study with many methods of analysis. In the field, bulk density samples were extracted using a core sampler. Carbon dioxide respiration by microbes were collected, and earthworms were counted using a mustard powdered solution. In the lab, many tests were run to analyze soil samples. To study aggregate stability, rain was simulated. Nutrient testing was completed on nitrate and phosphate with color-changing chemicals. pH levels were collected with a probe which ran electricity through the samples. A pretty important part of the lab testing was on the active and total carbon levels in the samples. This part is still ongoing. To find the total organic carbon, a muffle furnace was used to combust carbon in the samples. The active carbon in samples were measured using a spectrometer to record the absorbance of wavelengths passing through the solution. Data from the samples found that the earthworm counts were higher in non-pasture soils compared to the pasture soils. This can be related to the bulk density results. In the pastures, bulk density was higher, which means there is a higher density of grams of soil per cubic centimeter. This means that the pastures are more compacted than the non-pastures. The nutrient testing produced results which were inconclusive as to which soil samples were healthier. The nitrate samples were similar in pasture and non-pasture. However, there was a small difference in the phosphorus concentration. There was a higher amount of phosphorus in non-pasture than in pasture soils. The pH of pasture and non-pasture were similar as well. The active carbon, total carbon, and CO2 results all work together to describe the soil health too. The CO2 was higher in pasture samples. At this time, there's not a lot of data completed with active carbon and total carbon ratios, but after this is completed, it will give a clear idea as to what is contributing to the higher respiration. If the soil has a higher ratio of active to total carbon, it will mean there is more biologically available carbon in the soil, which creates a healthier soil for microbes to live in. Different indicators can contribute to microbes living in the soil. One thing maybe contributing to more microbes in pastures could be manure. At this point in the data analysis, the results point to horses not having a big impact on the soil health. After I do more active and total carbon testing in the lab, it'll help piece together all the other indicators and explain the total soil health better. Statistical tests will also be run after the data is collected to determine if the difference in data is actually significant. This will also help outline what soils can be described as healthier than the other.